Our biodesign team last year, when COVID hit, decided to look at the home healthcare space for a need that we could address that was being exacerbated by the pandemic. And the need that we really identified was access to skilled nurses for patients and their family members and caregivers. There is one skilled nurse for every 1,000 patients who need care in the home. And so we came up with a solution for patients to get that care virtually so they could access a bigger pool of nurses, and that solution is called PocketRN, which is a telemedicine and marketplace app for patients and caregivers to do virtual visits with skilled nurses. We started looking into the regulatory filing process pretty early on, given that digital health is an emerging space within the FDA and within the regulatory landscape. We learned by talking to consultants who we'd been connected with via Biodesign that the feature set in your app or digital health service really has a big impact on how your app is classified. So given this early kind of feature set of our application, we actually didn't need to pursue a more rigorous regulatory process for a Class 2 device. We were considered a Class 1 device and could just list the device with the FDA. So right now the app essentially serves as a matchmaking and video conferencing service for patients, their caregivers, and nurses. The more intelligent features and machine learning and AI that we integrate into the platform to be able to enable the platform to act more as a medical device where we are matching exact patient needs to an exact form of care, that's when we start to get closer to needing FDA approval and may need to pursue it down the road. Okay. So there are pros and cons to having FDA approval versus not. On the pro side for not needing to pursue FDA approval, you can get to market faster, you can build faster, you spend less on your regulatory filing process. The cons are that you may not build defensible barriers to entry super quickly. That being said, with software, which is what we were building, you are constantly iterating, and often it doesn't make sense to pursue a regulatory filing too early before you actually know what the customer need is and whether your software can fulfill that need as is. So really the pros were, for us, getting to market faster and being able to evaluate those needs on a more iterative basis. But it does leave room open for competitors to come in more easily. If I could leave you with one piece of advice, it's to talk to regulatory experts early so that when you are building your digital health app, the features in that app reflect the appropriate regulatory strategy for you and your team.